Do you ever Joe Rogan something? That's what my husband calls it when I read a book of a guest that we have on the podcast. I'm Shelly with the God's Goodness podcast. This latest book that I'm going through is called 7 Days to a Life of Limitless: How to Ditch the Rules of Religion and Discover Unrestricted Freedom. It's by Caitlin Childs. I was in tears at the one story. I still have yet to understand why. But one of the things in the book that goes along with a message I had brought last week was, don't judge your life on your circumstances. Don't judge your life on what you're reaping. Judge your life on what you're sowing. And this part of the book at the end kind of goes along with that. It says, our feelings don't belong in the driver's seat. Jesus does. If we let our feelings take the wheel, we will likely spend the rest of our lives spinning in circles. It's important to remember that things happen in the spiritual before we see it in the natural, kind of like how you can smell food before you ever eat it. As you go along this journey, your spiritual sense of smell will heighten, and you'll be able to sense what's going on in the spiritual realm before you ever taste it in the natural. This allows you to be able to align yourself with God and to be able to call things into existence. If we act according to what we smell God cooking, we will have greater satisfaction when we actually partake of it. My son has a bad habit of deciding whether he likes a new food or not before he ever tastes it. I have to admit, he gets it honest. I can be the same way sometimes. There have been times when I've spent a lot of time preparing a meal that I know he will enjoy, only for him to turn his nose up at it because it looks yucky. There will be times in your life where your situation looks yucky. You'll find yourself looking around you and wondering where God is and how he could possibly be allowing this if he loves you. But if you truly trust God, you'll know that he would never serve you a meal that he knows you wouldn't enjoy. He works everything out for your good, remember? So if things look yucky, he's probably not done cooking yet. Shift your focus from the way things look right now to what you know they can be once God is done with it, and you'll find that a posture of gratitude comes naturally, and the peace of God follows as a result. I thought that was really cool because it went along with that message from last week. So we're recording with Caitlin this Saturday, and I'm super excited. I'm praying the dogs are quiet, nobody notices any barking, and it's going to be good. It's really neat because she knows somebody else that we recorded with. It was Shayla Huber, and we're releasing Shayla's episode this Friday. So it's really neat how God's working all of this together, about all these girls know one another. And then they also know, or at least Shayla definitely knows, Laura Milliken. She was the Splankna episode, and she has a podcast about Splankna. It's a Christian therapy, and it's just super cool. You should check it out. Check out the testimonials. My family's done it, and it's amazing. It can change your life. It's even healed autoimmune issues for people. So you might want to look into it. We have a lot going on over the podcast, so check out the episodes. We have a lot to choose from, a wide variety of guests. It's a really cool variety that God has led me to. All the guests are inspired by him. So it's pretty neat. So take a listen. You'll find it on Spotify, Pandora, Audible, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iTunes. The choice is yours. So take a listen, rate it, share it with a friend, and enjoy.